What is good, YouTube? This will be my video breakdown for episode 14 and the trailer breakdown for episode 15 of Legends of Tomorrow, entitled The Fellowship of the Spear. So episode 14, Moonshine, was a very, very good episode. I don't have enough time to do a trailer breakdown and an episode breakdown, so I'm combining the two. So Moonshine was based around Apollo 13 era, so it was quite interesting. They went back to find Commander Steele, which is Citizen Steele's grandfather, because he had the last part of the Spear of Destiny that was needed, and what he did was he put it on the moon. So the episode was based around Ebar Thorn, who is Reverse Flash, going up to moon and trying to get the Spear of Destiny. This episode was really quite deep, and it was kind of funny. We had a scene where Martin Stein started funny to cause a distraction in NASA's control room, which was hilarious. Comment down below if you like that. That was pretty funny. But it was quite funny how Ebar Thorn said to Ray Palmer, "You used your power to make a suit where you could have powered a whole city." So it's almost making Ray feel like he's selfish. And Ebar said that he's trying to keep himself alive. A lot was revealed about Ebar Thorn and his plan within this episode. He even went to the point to say he's just trying to keep himself alive. So from this episode, it appears like the version of Ebar Thorn currently is the Flash Season 2 version of Ebar Thorn, a time remnant, because right at the end, after they've saved the day, after everything's happened and Ebar Thorn was working Ray, he comes down to the bottom, he phases out of the kind of jail that he was in, and Ray works out that he's a time remnant. So he didn't have time to steal the Spear of Destiny in this episode, as he had to morph out because his time watch was flicking. Alright, now we've got that out of the way. If you want to know more about my thoughts, comment down below and I'll let you know. Right, let's watch the trailer for next week's episode, Fellowship of the Spear.
Spear of Destiny.
Figure out how to keep it out of the Legion's hands.
We must return to the vanishing point.
It's time to change the game.
You're going back to war.
Pretty pathetic, if you ask me.
It's the snow. You can see it.
DC's Legends of Tomorrow, all new Tuesday, 9/18.
And we're back. So this episode looks really good, and we're going to get Captain Cold back, it appears like. And we've been waiting forever for him to come back. So like always, let's go with a synopsis. So the episode's called Fellowship of the Spear, which gives away who is going to be guest starring. It is the person who made the Lord of the Rings books, which, unless you've been living under a stone, you would know it's J.R.R.T. So the synopsis goes like this. It's war. The Legends must devise a plan to retrieve the last remaining fragments of the Spear of Destiny from the Legion. They find themselves in France in the height of World War I, I think. It just says World War. Faced with the knowledge that they must destroy the mystical object. They enlist the help of a soldier by the name John RRT and find that the spear is leading them into the heart of the war. Meanwhile, the team must all resist the temptation of the spear and the return of a former teammate. So this is a very interesting trailer, and for the first time we see the Spear of Destiny, and Sarah says we must stop the Legion getting hold of the Spear of Destiny. Rip says that they've got to turn to the vanishing point that we haven't seen for a while within this show. So this episode is the second to last episode. It looks heavily based around this World War I scene. It looks pretty epic. But the most vital part of the whole trailer is Captain Cold is back. Is this due to the Spear of Destiny? I mean, Heatwave says to Rip Hunter, you can see him, implying that it was like one of his dreams that he's been having. So the fact that the kind of creator of the Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit, is in it tells us that it's going to be based in the past. So it's very interesting. I mean, does this mean that Captain Cold has been brought from a different part in time, or does it mean that the Spear of Destiny has been used? Because at the end of this, they find that the spear is leading them into the heart of the war. Meanwhile, the team must all resist the temptations of the spear. So it clearly sounds like to me that the Spear of Destiny is now being formed and now being created. We know by the synopsis of next week's episode, well, not next week's episode, the episode after this, that the Legion of Doom finally end up with the spear. But guys, the main point of this video is I want to know your opinion on why does Captain Cold appear at the end of the episode and attack the Legends. I don't think it's definitely not the same Captain Cold that we had when it was in the Legends. So it's most likely going to be an earlier version of Captain Cold when he was still a rogue, I suppose you could say. So anyway, guys, I've not really got a lot to say about this episode. It looks pretty cool. Can't wait for this episode. I hope this video isn't too long. I did try and combine a review and a trailer. Anyway, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in another video. Peace.